We talked about the importance of being strategic. Another helpful, successful tip is going to also have understanding when it talks about there's a time to be quiet, there's a time to be silent. There is different seasons, and there are seasons of silence. So there are seasons of silence because you never want to educate your opposition. You never want to educate or water anything that could attempt to come against you. So in those seasons, it is time for you to, of course, make sure that you're rooted, make sure that you're grounded, make sure that you are studying, make sure that you're meditating, make sure that you need everything that you need to be successful. And it's not always the time for you to start, talking and bumping your gums and letting other people and empowering other people so that they may know how to come against the assignment and the purpose and the destiny or call on your life. So there are silent seasons, and some people are so, ignorant. Well, they will say that those silent seasons, have something to, it's somehow the result of them, but it's actually the cause of your great success. And if those people that are always talking, you look at their lives and it's like, what, maybe if you just took a silent season, maybe things would have turned out differently for you. So in those silent seasons, it is absolutely to empower you for your greater, to empower you for your promotion, to empower you for your elevation. And it is actually a door that stops the enemy from gaining access to be able to do anything about it. Blessings. I want to discuss today how is it that you know that you are winning? Oh, how do you know that you're in your absolute winning season? Well, one of the ways that you know is because your haters, your enemies, they are continuing to hate. So as long as people are continuing to hate, as long as you are continuing to face resistance, not necessarily opposition because they're not strong enough to oppose you, but they can be resistant, to what it is that you have to bring. So as long as you're facing that resistance, as long as your haters are openly hating, as long as they are in their own way, trying to project whatever going on in the inside of them outwardly, that is a sure sign that you are winning, right? The only time you know that, like, okay, maybe something is wrong is when you are not being attacked, because that means that you've already given up. It means that there's nothing worthy of their focus. There's nothing worthy of their attention. So as long as statements and comments and people are saying things about you, that means that you're making progress. It means that you are winning. So your haters is certainly your confirmation. And we love them for it. Blessings. We're going to talk about self-love. We are in a generation where people do not love themselves. And you can always tell when people do not love themselves, like that's foreign to them. Like that's almost like poison or poison ivy. Because when they come around people who do love themselves, who do have standards, who's not going to bend, who's not going to break, who's not going to diminish their confidence or their identity or their self-esteem for trash, those people are insulted. It's like, well, why aren't you going to not love yourself? Or why are you not going to be insecure? Or why are you not going to break? And it's because they are actually projecting their self-hate, their sickness, their inner illness, their disease, their dysfunction, their voids, their inward skeletons, they're actually reflecting that on you. So the fact that you have a guard up, a wall up that says no, they don't know how to take that, and it allows them to attack you. They can be man or woman, and they'll be just as feminine or just as jealous or just as catty, as you and your sister were growing up, because it's like, how dare you love yourself? How dare you not let me attack you? How dare you not let me walk all over you? How dare you, have love? And nobody ever taught me how to love me. Nobody ever taught me how to accept me. And the fact that you have standards and the fact that you're not accepting this from me, I have a problem with that. And people like that, you really have to pray for them. You have to realize that their issue is not your issue. There is an inner sickness. There is something wrong. It could even be some child molestation, but somewhere somebody have taken something from them and they're acting that out on you. And be okay with walking away and not accepting responsibility for that. Blessings. Okay, it's very important that you understand the weight that comes with the assignment on your life, or the purpose that has been assigned to you, or even the destiny that has been assigned to your life. There is a weight that comes with that. It can show up in the form of responsibility. It can show up in the form of staff members that you're responsible for. It can be different projects, whether it's music, whether it's TV, whether it is relationships. Come on, somebody. Whether it is just being responsible for being a motivation or inspiration or encouragement or uplifting to the people that you have been assigned to influence. And so with that being said, that particular weight, you have to absolutely stand up to it. That means you have to bring the fullness of who you are to that weight. You cannot shy away from it. You have to be bold, and you cannot allow the weight of it to get the best of you. You have to stand firm and just be responsible for what it is that goes with the call and the purpose and the destiny on your life. You also have to allow other people the room and the space to settle into the fact that they are witnessing that weight on your life. Some people probably have been used to carrying that weight. Maybe in times past, they influenced people. Maybe they were the people that other people looked up to. So to see you taking that assignment can allow them to go through a grieving process where it might look like jealousy, or it might look like insecurity, or it might look like you're being attacked. But you have to understand that even as you are getting used to that weight, even the people around you are as well. Blessings. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is our first learning series, which we're going to be doing quite a few of them, right? So this one is transition, the art of transition. You have to realize that in life, you grow, you learn, you evolve. And it is very quite possible that you were trained in one setting, but everything that you were able to absorb from that training, all of your growth, all of your learning, all of your experience can actually be utilized in a completely different setting. And a lot of people have a difficult time releasing people into their new setting. They feel like it's unfair. You observed all this learning here. You absorbed all of this learning here. Why aren't you utilizing what you have learned in that same environment? However, elevation is when you are elevated to a higher place, a different place. And so you want to absorb as much as you can where you are at, so that when you get elevated, when you go to that next place, you can have all of that experience and take all of those lesson tools with you, so that that new place can benefit from your training ground. Just because you were trained at a place, it does not mean that you were set to stay there. Those in education have heard quite well of what they call the brain drain. It is when you are educated in one city, but then you take that education and you move to New York, or you move to a city that is just, very higher scale. They say that that is the brain drain. And when that happens, though, you have to understand that, it's all a part of the process. It does not mean that you were meant to stay in that original ground in which you were fertilized. Thank you.